Hello, my friends. I hope you're all doing really, really well. And today I've got another pick a card reading for you. Messages from your higher self. There's some strong angelic energy that's going on here as well because the decks that wanted to come out and speak to you are very angelic. So you may have like combined messages from your angelic guardians as well as your higher self. So you, as usual, you have three piles to choose from. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Take some time, whatever you need, pause the video if you need to. Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see your reading. Bye. Hi, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So, you chose this card. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Ariel here. Now, one thing that I see initially is Ariel is the lioness of God, so, or is known as the lioness of God. She's almost like very connected to earth, very connected to the wood, fairy realm, that kind of energy. Something very ethereal, particularly with this unicorn that we see here in the corner or in the side, just behind her. So the main thing I get with Ariel, and when I've worked with Ariel in my work, is that she always invokes courage, strength, tenacity, making sure that you have everything that you need to ensure that you're not in any way undermined. You're kind of you just are not undermined, basically. So if there is a situation where you may feel compromised, your angels and your higher self want to let you know that they are with you. They are there watching you. Yeah, they're encouraging you to be strong. Strong guardian energy. I mean, obviously, we are talking about your higher self. So, I mean, that is going to be automatically strong energy. But this is pretty strong. Okay, let's see what your cards have to say. Conjunction. And that's, what is that? I think that's 71, which is 8, which is perfect for this beautiful conjunction. So it's almost like all of the elements that are coming together. And Ariel is a very elemental angel as well, to do with the earth, and also and with all of them, it's air as well. So there's something about you combining your efforts, combining your energy to be able to do this, to be able to move forward. What I get here is that your angels and your higher self are telling you that you have what you need. You have resources and you have potential. I am getting the sense that others may not see it that way, right? They may not see it that way. Let's have a look at your astrology first. Void of course and Virgo reversed. So with the void of course, this is a period of time where we don't know what's happening with the planets at that time. We don't know what's going on. It's usually when a sign is going into another sign, but it isn't actually in one sign or the other. It also can happen with the moon as well, when the moon is going from one sign to the other. So Yeah, I mean, there's just a little bit limbo-esque energy here, which I just get it. I really get it. You know what I'm getting, right, Pearl One? When something doesn't follow plan, like you have planned something or you have just decided to do something, maybe you've done it in the past where you have, this usually is the case, or maybe some people behave in this particular way. They usually do that. Suddenly they don't. It's not happening. So what your higher self is telling you to do is to just be. You have all of the resources that you have within you. And I don't know if you have lapsed in any kind of personal routines or anything like that. If that has happened, it may give rise to this sense of uncertainty that may be happening for you to get this message, because I do feel that you wouldn't be coming to this reading otherwise. So yeah, I'm going to do one more card here, which is the Witch's Garden. You've definitely got everything that you need, You've got everything that you need. You have like you've got like a real abundance of everything that you need. You don't need to be seeking anything else. But the thing is because you don't know what's happening, it may be really scary. And it's really interesting with Ariel because I have another deck, and the whole thing with Ariel is about you not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what's going to come forward. But you honestly do have everything here. The only thing is that because of Virgo, it may be something that you're not used to as well. And particularly with the Void, of course. It's something you're not used to, and also something that's like unknown, which can be very unsettling. So messages from your higher self, messages from your higher self, and messages from your angelic self, but messages from your higher self. I feel like your higher self, and for this reading in general, the higher self is communicating with the angelic beings and the angelic forces. There's definitely this is mainly messages from the upper world, if anything. I may change the title of this reading. Yeah, I'll see how I feel, but I think messages from your higher self, messages from, because it's your higher world guardians that are communicating at the moment, I feel. But let's say your higher self, because you have, not only do you have your higher self, or your highest kind of projection of yourself, you also have your angelic guardians. You have your spirit guides as well, which are your upper world spirit guides, or your higher realm spirit guides. So, but I think mainly now what is conversing is your angelic guides and your the angels and your higher self. So yeah, we'll keep it at that. But yeah, okay. So there's been definitely, and I wouldn't be surprised if there is ancestral as well. That's kind of come up here. You've unlocked something. And you've allowed something to kind of come through. Something that that hasn't happened before. Something that hasn't been unlocked before. And it's divine because of this yellow, and also the poppy seeds are they're going into the ground. So you're creating a new path. And then we've got the Queen of Swords reversed. And then we have is that the Queen or is it the King? Sorry. Bear with me. Yeah, so it's the it's the Queen of Swords, and then you've got the Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, I definitely see this as some kind of ancestral thing. The Sun reversed. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you could have had some backlash about your own sense of independence. And it's because you're breaking out of a pattern, you know, which I think was some kind of like, some kind of talk. Something that basically manifested in you that caused... that caused some kind of negative talk. You know, I talk a lot about ancestral trauma, right? Now, to be honest with you, I think everybody has got like a level of it. Because to be honest, any kind of like things or issues that happen to you are things that happened to you in the past, whether or not it's in your childhood or it happens at an impressionable age or at some time when you were at an age where this sort of stuff really like affected you. It may not have been when you were a child or whatever. You might have been, you know, a teenager. You might have been like just a younger adult. But I don't know. Right now I'm seeing like it could be like a mother and a sibling. And there was some kind of infringement on happiness. You may have been told that you weren't going to be successful or nothing was going to happen for you, or like that you weren't going to be the golden child. Do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And this Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords is there, it just feels like there was some kind of infringement on your own kind of, they tried to like cause you to believe less in yourself, and it worked to a certain degree, but then it didn't. It completely, you know, you actually managed to break out from it. And I don't know, part one, you may like really enjoy being busy. So being busy is something that might really help like you in being, or maybe not even busy, maybe just keeping busy, or just having your mind kind of being kept busy. So yeah, there's something there. But what your higher self is telling you is that, you know, you've really overcome this. You've overcome this better than you ever could have thought that you could have done. You've done a really good job. Three of Cups reversed. Sorry, upright. Yeah, you may have some really good friends that surround you and that are able to help you. It's almost like friends are the family that you choose, right? Beautiful. Okay, now these are very slightly Eight of Swords. You're on the cusp, obviously, I think, of these two. And that's the Queen of Cups. So you're on the cusp of like, you know, freeing yourself from this pattern. Yeah, it's to do with this negative self-talk. I always see the Queen of Swords as negative self-talk. And it says Aquarius here. I don't personally think of it as Aquarius, but Aquarius is here showing that. So what's interesting is that this is very Aquarian in nature. This whole kind of pouring from one cup to the other. So this energy of you giving, you know, you may have been told something when you were younger And then that's kind of manifested as something that you think that's you, that's your programming. And you're breaking free of that, because that was like literally like that. So you're on your way to breaking free from that. And it's really interesting, because when you're in a dynamic where it's a dysfunctional kind of dynamic, particularly with caregivers, you don't know any different. You don't know any different until you enter into situations where you realize what respect truly is. And when people start to respect you and help you to understand like what that is, then it really helps. I can't remember if this was reversed or upright. I'm going to take it upright. It's almost, and there's almost like a kind of overcompensation for what happened. I don't think it's really, I think overcompensation is the wrong word actually. It's actually a rebalancing, because of what you didn't get with the Knight of Cups. That energy comes through with the Queen of Cups and helps you to really kind of embody this aerial-like energy of you loving yourself, loving those around you, giving to other people that are around you. Essentially, your higher self is telling you that you have everything you need. If you've been doing like shadow work or anything like that, I would say that you're really doing well. You're really doing well. And what you're doing is really helping you, and you're on the right track. Absolutely. And I mean, it's a lonely path. It's a really lonely path, going from the 4 to the 5. But it was part of what made you who you were. It's very much like I'm just seeing, like, it's very much the black sheep dynamic, the scapegoat dynamic. That's what I'm seeing more than anything. And dysfunctional life, it's the environment that was dysfunctional, not you. You managed to create something absolutely beautiful out of something that was really quite intensely not very nice. Yeah. That's the Empress reversed. So we've definitely got like some off-key mother character here. Whether it be like some kind of female or whatever, but there just really isn't a nice woman here. There isn't a nice female energy here. Bottom of the deck is 9 of Wands. So, of course, I think, and this is just I don't know, just something that came to me. I feel like this female character had her own stuff and she took it out on you. I mean, that is usually the case. And I'm trying to think, am I projecting a situation? But no, I do get that. I think this person, whoever it was very jealous of you, very jealous of the opportunities that you had. Because this also wanted to go reversed. So there may have been a possibility of you, when you interacted with this person, that you really wanted to lash out at them and that you did not, and also they may have enjoyed it when you kind of lost your cool. But what your higher self is telling you is saying you've done a fantastic job and you've really got through this, pile 1. You've really got through this. And also, just to let you know, that you might also think, oh yeah, I've already got through this and I've already done this and I've already done all my shadow work and whatnot. We receive new triggers every day. Like, no matter what happens, new things will come up and we'll think we've gotten over something, but then something else will pop up. So what this is saying is that, you're going to face obstacles, but you really do have everything you need. You really do have everything you need. And don't be afraid to be who you're meant to be. Just go for it. Okay, so let's see what other cards we have. Saint Therese. Wow, simplicity, devotion, and empathy. From what I remember from Saint Therese, I think she was like a young... I don't know if she is like Teresa of you know, the Saint Teresa who we've just had, basically, who just passed away. I don't think it's her, but it might be. Let me just have a quick look. But I mean, what I get from here is I just get somebody who's very innocent. It might be her, actually. Let me just double check. No, it wasn't her. But she was a nun, you know, known as Little Flower. She died at just 24. But she was humble and kind and seeing all people. I mean, it'd be really interesting to see why she was... Bloom where you are planted. Do not compare yourself to others, for we are all part of the divine's beautiful garden. Walk the little way, and know that you are doing enough and you are enough. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a sense of you making yourself feel small, you know? And that void, of course, is just hitting me because it's making me think that, you know, maybe residing in the space is kind of comfortable for you, and that's not where you're destined to be. You're supposed to be somewhere else. You're supposed to be in a much greater place of power. You're not meant to be hidden, let's just say, right? Archangel Ophiel, or Orifiel, the wild within. That really resonates with Ariel, and it's interesting how we've got the same colours here. Like, I just think that it's really interesting how... I think it's really important for you to make sure that you give everything that you need to yourself. I'm feeling really kind of like slow and steady and kind of structured, but I also feel a little bit stifled and almost unsure. And that's the feeling I'm getting here with these two, with this Eight of Swords here and this Void, of course. And it's weird because it's almost like I've got everything here. I've got the whole story here to tell you, but I'm having trouble being able to like tell it to you because there's just so much with this Queen of Swords reversed. It's almost like the vocal cords have been cut. And it feels intimidating. It feels like there's intimidation that's happening under the surface, even though you are exceptional, Pile 1. Exceptional. So your higher self is saying to you, find courage to step forward because it was robbed from you previously. Mystery. I hope you can see that. There we go. So what I'm getting from here, and we've got, what have we got here? We've got a snake entwining around a hand and it's moving towards a planet. So you're not supposed to know all the answers. And I don't know, maybe knowing how things are going to turn out, because obviously if you've been in this kind of situation, you want to know what's going on. You want to know what's happening. But the best thing to do is to really live in the moment and to really seize the day in that respect. And that's what your higher self is telling you. It's telling you you've got everything you need. It's okay. Yes, you may not know what's going on. Yes, you have come from something that's really devastating. Please remember that. But this has equipped you with something really interesting. I just noticed something. I just noticed this spider, this here. That's really interesting. You're weaving a web for yourself, for you to be self-sufficient, because that's clarifying 9. This is about you being self-sufficient and you being okay with the fact that you're self-sufficient, because there seems to be some guilt around that, and your higher self is telling you to release that. It's saying to you, don't worry about it. It's okay. You know, release that guilt, leave it. If you've got some stomach issues, that may be what's like, because I'm thinking with Virgo as well. Also, there's something about you that is able to cultivate and really take care of things. And which is why you're so good at like knowing what's going to happen, planning things maybe or whatever. But there's something about you embracing the wild within yourself that is going to allow you to really blossom and bloom. That's what your higher self is telling you, pile 1. So I think that's all I've got for you. I would say, like, just make sure that you interact with people who are your chosen family, and not your, not the family who are essential. Your friends are the family you choose, and you have everything within you. And your guides and your higher self is like really saying to me, please make sure to get this message to pile 1, because they need to really, really hear it. I hope you enjoyed that, pile 1. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, you take care, my darlings, and I'll speak to you really soon. Bye. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this card, Sophia. This is divine wisdom, divine guidance. We had the Vesica Pisces here. This also comes from the Chalice Wells in Glastonbury. This symbol here. And Sophia is also, she's pregnant here. But she's also a guardian that oversees both life and death, because she's holding a skull, and she also has the rose, the red rose, which is a form of material transformation in this reality. So first message I'm getting is that this is a really high level message, pile 2. It's a message that is kind of saying to me that you need to just really pay attention to this. I think that's the same with all of them, to be honest with you. They're all kind of pretty intense messages, which I knew they would be, because all my angelic cards decided to come out to play. So let's see what your other cards have to say. Wow, Ash. Okay. And we have the dragon tree. And then we have the ascendant, it's reversed, and Neptune. The dragon tree is a tree that is about allowing yourself to be who you're supposed to be, because the message that needs to get out is really powerful. With the ascendant being reversed, I kind of get that sense of like, it's not, there's some kind of stifling in you, feeling that maybe time has passed. Maybe you feel that what's left of you, or what's there in the respect of Ash, it's not enough. It's 33 as well, which is interesting. 33, that's 6, the lovers, that's like you know, a balance of self. We've got number 8 here. We've got Neptune, which is like not only the emotions, but also the subconscious self, the emotional subconscious and unconscious self. And the sense of self, which is that kind of uncontrollable kind of space, which is the deep unknown feminine, which kind of like resonates with Sophia as well. So that we've got 11 here, and we've also got 2 8s as well. So I mean, in the respect of in the respect of you listening to the messages of what your higher self is saying, it's saying that there's something that you're not allowing to kind of like bring to the surface. There's something that you're not allowing to kind of, that's not allowing to rise. It's not being allowed to be shown for some reason. It's really interesting, like the last message from the last part was like this, and I'm getting a little bit of the same thing. Like it's quite difficult to get the messages out, but I was definitely guided to do this. It's just that I think there's a block, and I'm trying to like navigate it, because I think the reason why your higher selves are communicating to you, pile 2, and for all of the piles, and the reason why they're asking me to convey this message is because they need to get something through to you. And this is about power. This is about power. And I don't know, I just get the feeling like with ash, it's almost like something has been spent. And what's really interesting is that we have, like, the first thing that I kind of think of when I think of ash is the amount of incense I burn. I burn a lot of incense. And here we have incense, where this dragon tree is. Like in this little corner here. Mars, Aries, fire, and the sun. So there's a lot to do with like, and Neptune is ice and the sea and water. So there seems to be this kind of like inability to be able to like combine the two things in a way that can be like expressed in a way that can really resonate with your true wisdom. There we go. The words finally came out. Right. So let's see what the cards have to say. Dear Spirit, could you help me, please? Pile 2's higher self. What does Pile 2's higher self want to say to Pile 2? Okay, so we've got the 3 of Pentacles. We've got the 5 of Wands. We have the Magician reversed, all right. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, okay. Now I'm starting to see why I couldn't get anything out. And then yeah, of course, the Ace of Swords reversed. Your higher self is warning you not to stray from the path, because it may seem that you might need to use alternative methods in order to get somewhere. You may be given an option to do something in a different way. Just consider what it is. And it may come from a period of silence. It may come from where, like, you know, when things haven't gone your way, so like you're trying to like make something work, which is kind of what I get from ash as well. With that sensation of ash, because it's almost like something's spent, and because it's gone, you think, oh, I need to, you know, look at me. I'm thinking, okay, I can see my incense stick that's about to run out, so I'm thinking, oh yeah, I need to light this one now. So it's almost like there's a sense of maybe lack. And that puts you into a disempowered state, which causes things, and this is where this comes in. So this disempowered state kind of resonates in something where you're not able to communicate yourself in a clear way. And that might leave you open to like some kind of advantage being taken of you, or you of other people. I do think I don't know. It's interesting because with Sophia there, I kind of think that you have got like a high level of knowledge. So you would see this. Okay, this was the card that popped out earlier as well. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. The Four of... Interesting. So there's definitely like a release. So I think why Spirit has guided me to give these messages to all three of you, pals, is because all of you are going through some kind of transformation that is encouraging some major changes in your life. Okay, right, just on a other note, we are at the cusp of a new year. So like for those of you who are watching it at the time when I've released this, obviously this is going to be some time where new things are going to come to fruition, but this is very different for everybody. Let me just double check about that dragon tree, because those cards come with an affirmation and I just want to see what it says. Number 8. I'm strong, powerful, and taking clear action in my life. That is what that is. And when there's ash there, it sometimes feels like you can't really... Yeah, of course. You can't really... it's not sustainable, you know? It's almost like it's gone. And I think with the Queen of Pentacles here, you know, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't think of lack. Same with the dragon tree. And also dragon tree also gives... the resin dragon's blood, which is that beautiful red resin that we burn for protection rituals. So, or is used in protection rituals. So what's being encouraged here is that you need to protect yourself from things that are trying to cause you to question yourself in a way, and maybe steer you off of the wrong path. When you're not getting what you want, particularly when you're not able to put yourself across in a way that you want to, which is what I see with that ascendant. I mean, just be aware of who you're associating with, pile 2. The 7 of Pentacles. This is, and it's interesting because the red rose is there as well. This is something to do with the material. I don't know if this is specifically romantic, but it could be a romantic partnership. It could be like it could be a relationship between two people that that may have been friends for a long time. Yeah, I think there's, I mean, okay, so the two things that I'm seeing is that there could be like one place where the partner is not really, you know, the partner is not really being as truthful as they should be, and they're disempowering the other person. The other position I see is also, or a scenario that I see is that this person has a friend, and that the lover is supporting this person. Like there could be some conflict of interest. It's interesting how that came out because I wasn't really thinking about that. But, and I've just noticed there's a red and a white flower here. Somebody's manipulating the other. You could be being manipulated, pile 2. You could be manipulating. I don't think it's you though. I really don't. And I'm not just saying that. I don't get that feeling. I get the feeling that somebody is doing that. And it may have been because something didn't turn out the way that they thought it was going to. Another scenario that I'm getting is like when two people get together and, you know, and it's a happy marriage as well. Like it's a marriage, because it feels like something quite stable, and then or something quite long term, but then it doesn't work out as well as you thought. And it's a small thing, it's a minor thing, it's not a major thing, but it causes a real imbalance because people had expectations about something. And what your higher self is saying is that you need to be aware of this, because this is disempowering you and not allowing you to put your own needs and self across. And there is a loss. There's something. All I see with this Neptune card at the moment is I just see the sea raging. So I just see it like, and it's not reversed. So it's not, I don't think it's a little bit Tower-esque, you know, in the respect that the waves are really choppy. But I think that this is for a good cause, in the respect of you kind of seeing how much you're not able to put yourself forward when you're in certain like dynamics. And another thing I'm getting, like specific with the ash, is like in certain ceremonies, particularly when like in Easter, in the Christian tradition, they use the ash, or Catholic tradition, they use the ash and then they make the mark of the cross on people for like that time of year. So this is about rebirth. And I mean, I saw that anyway, because the moment I saw ash, I just thought of the phoenix, you know, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So I think that this is something pushing you to a new dimension of your understanding. So whatever it is, if you're in a relationship and it may be quite challenging, you may find it's disempowering. This is about you. The reason why you're in this relationship is to make yourself stronger. That's what this is saying. And that's what your higher self wants to communicate to you. If you're not in a relationship, then there is something about your own aspects of your personality that you're probably doing some kind of like, something is triggering, or there's some kind of like shadow aspect that's coming to the forefront that's encouraging you to face it and rise from it. Particularly in something that you thought was going to work and it didn't, or you thought was going to happen. You could have thought that you were going to get like a job or something, or you thought that you were going to get promoted or something like that, and it didn't happen. So how do you deal with that? That's what this is kind of highlighting. Anna, wow, grandmother of Jesus. We've got a lot of like kind of Christian, Catholic kind of thing here, and nature, wisdom, and ancestral healing. Interesting, because with Sophia as well, and Sophia is directly connected to that kind of aspect of God within that religion. So it's very interesting, because then that means to me that your divine feminine is really working hard for you to listen, to make sure that you're receptive to this energy. Because when I see ascendant reversed, I'm feeling like it's divine masculine energy that's gone askew, and it needs rooting. And with the dragon tree as well, there's a sense of you being able to really kind of be comfortable with that divine masculine. Neptune as well, it's calling upon the stability of the divine masculine for you to navigate the situation, particularly with this Two of Cups like being kind of reversed. Why did I think that was the Two of Pentacles? I only just realised that was the Two of Cups reversed. Yeah, this is about a relationship, or this is about, if it isn't about a relationship, I'll be surprised. But if it isn't about, if it is about a relationship, then it's about the relationship, you learning from the relationship. If it isn't about a relationship, then it's about you understanding a part of yourself and about how you relate to other people. and understanding a part of yourself. And then we've got Archangel Metatron, empowered self-embodiment. It's really important that you journal, write, do anything that you feel that is going to help you to be kind of resonant with writing, because this is almost like a propeller. It's almost like it's pushing you forward. And the way that you can be empowered self-embodiment, the way that you can resonate with that, with those 3 words, is by you attaining balance through yourself. Choose you, you know? Wow, cloak. Interesting, really interesting. I hope you can see that. There we go. So, with the cloak, this is not easy to see. You may not have seen this. This is why it's so difficult. Like, I was thinking, why? I can't seem to pierce this veil, but then Spirit guided me to give you this message. So, but yeah, this is veiled. This is veiled. Your higher self is saying to you, you know, you may not see this, but there's a reason why you were drawn to this reading and this message. I think that's it, pile 2. I think that's all I have for you. Anything else? Just know that you are enough with yourself. I mean, it's a similar message to like pile 1 in that respect, but like, you've got so much kind of, you know, you've really got like a lot. You've been through a lot, whereas like pile 1, they kind of like, they needed reassurance in order to like, that they had everything. You don't need that. You just need the assurance to kind of make sure that you can embody that without anybody else. Like, you don't need anybody to do it. And I don't know, there may have been a sense of you thinking that you were like one with this person, and you don't really need that. You really don't. You are everything already. There's definitely an indication of someone else here, or how you relate interpersonally. Pile 1 didn't have that. And something is hiding itself from you, because this Magician is reversed. And in its simplest terms of the Magician being reversed, it's a trick. So there's something that's not, and particularly with this Wheel of Fortune reversed, so somebody may have tricked you. And it's about how you navigate that. Really interesting. I just got a flash of an ex-boyfriend that was really, really horrible to me and was leading a double life pretty much. So, yeah. That was an interesting flash there. But anyway, that is all I have for you, my darlings. I hope that you found this useful. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Hit the bell icon as well so that you know when I will upload. But otherwise, my darlings, please do have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So what is your higher self wanting to communicate to you? Mirabelle. It's really interesting. In the book, it says like her name Mirabelle sounds like Mirabelle. I thought that was really interesting. But it's almost like a sense of reflection, and a very interesting take on the author or the creator of this deck. But I mean, I just get really kind of like Gladriel vibes, kind of like this ethereal, and there is this mirror here as well, and this kind of like sense of reflection that we have with the owl. So it's almost like this sense of inner wisdom, so almost like also high priestess vibes. She's walking through the dark water or like the cold water, but she has like this kind of like light energy and also the full moon energy. So there's something about that you need to see. Something you need to see. All of the readings have actually said that. They've been very much about something that needs to be revealed. But I mean, that's what your higher self wants to say anyway. Lead. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty heavy. Lead is like a base metal. It's like going back to basics. Do you know what I mean? 20, 2, high priestess. Yeah. High priestess, female energy. Something very, very, and Saturnian as well. So there's something very heavy, stodgy, systems, something about going back to the essentials. Really interesting. And then we've got Aries reversed. Yeah, you can't move forward in that. Libra, you have to just allow it and think about what's going on. That's really, I just realized that, right? These things are these massive lily pads. Massive lily pads where you can go and you can and there were children that used to be able to sit in those. You know what I mean? That's how big and strong they are. So it's almost like you just sit on this lily pad and you just chill for a bit. Wow, and you got, oh my God, look at that, poppy, but look at what number it is. It's 20. That's the same as that, 20, 2, and it's reversed. Interesting. Okay, so that's Venus, the moon, Mars, and Earth, I think. No, water. Okay, right. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is like some kind of contemplation time for you, pile 3. Your guides are saying to you, you need to contemplate something quite seriously. You need to just kind of sit down and just contemplate it. You need to like sit in it. That's what this is. I mean, that's why I got that message with you, with the kind of sitting in the lily pad as well, because something needs to take time to like bloom. You can't move forward. Also the sense of poppy as well. There may be a sense of you, maybe there may be something that is causing you to be stuck, like lead, because poppy is also opium. And because this is the botanical oracle deck, and the thing that got me here is this figure. I don't know if you can see that, but the poppy is there, and then it's kind of like enchanting this gentleman that's here. And I mean, I've had friends that have taken opium, and it's just really, it's an opiate. So like it's meant to sedate. It's meant to like put you in a place and not move. You're not supposed to move. Now the upside to that is that you are, you're in a position where you can kind of consider things and you can think about things. The negative of it is that it's happening too much. Now Libra is upright here. So something is telling me that there is a really positive aspect to you not being able to move, particularly with Aries being reversed. But this is like the universe's way of saying that you need to take time to really think this through. You have to take time to really consider your options and what's going on here. And it's interesting. I actually feel a little bit faster in talking to you compared to the other two. Wow. So we've got the Magician upright. We've got the 5 of Swords. We got the 3 of Swords reversed. We've got the Knight of Wands reversed. That's such an interesting symbol. I don't get it. That looks like Venus, but I don't know. Okay, right. It was reversed. Yeah, so, yeah, that looks like Venus. Interesting. And Venus is the ruler of Libra. Venus is also there as well. And it's interesting because that's Mars and Venus. So the reason why that's interesting is because like Mars would be the initiator, the one who's going forward. Venus is the one who would be like kind of also going forward, but isn't an initiator. She's the one who's passionate, who kind of like gets lost in and this is the detriment, like gets lost and completely like not obsessed, but kind of drowned in it, like completely lost to it, like it's almost like you're drowning. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel. 7 of Wands reversed. 7 of Wands upright. So what your higher self is telling you is that you have to sit, and it may feel that you are in a space where you are sinking. It may feel that you are in a space where I mean, look at this. We've got, there's just a lot of immersion going on, right? Lead, Mirabelle, she's halfway in water. You've got this character. This is like, you know, heavy, dense energy. It's all part of your alchemizing, actually, to be honest with you. It's about how you know, this is about you sitting on that lily pad and like just chilling. That's what it is. And I'm laughing because it's like, wow, like it's almost like do nothing. Your advice is don't do a lot. Don't do anything. Because, and it's really interesting because it's similar to like pile 1, because like they're in a void of course. They were in a void of course, which means that they're in a position where they don't know what's going on. I don't think it's not that you don't know what's going on. I've just got a feeling that you can't move forward in the way that you want to, which is also similar to pile 2. You've all got similar messages. I think all of your higher selves were like, oh yeah, let's all get together and get Reena to like put this like, say this reading out to all of the people that are going to see this reading, because we need to convey this message. So that's what's going on. But yeah, like, I mean, essentially, like, there's been a lot of kind of trauma, a lot of stuff that you've had to like really accept. It may not have been like the easiest of things to accept. You may not have been able to go forward. You may not have been able to do things. Things probably didn't turn out the way that you wanted to as well. I really get that. You may be using things to kind of like numb the pain a bit. And Mirabelle's asking you to like just kind of just take it easy and just kind of retract and use this time of this of it's not even so much a loss, because we've got like the Knight of Wands here reversed, and then we've got Aries reversed. So it's just it's almost like you've just reached a bit of a wall, you know. And lead definitely says that. It's, you know, lead in your boots. Do you know what I mean? And Saturn, it's teaching you something big. That's the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, you're seeing a situation for what it is. It's giving you the opportunity to really see how things are. Oh, nice. So we've got the King of Wands. King of Wands is clarifying. You're going to be able to move forward. And please don't think of this as any kind of like, you know, detriment to your character, who you are. This is nothing to do with, this is not personal. This is actually here to empower you, pile 3. You may not think it, but it really is. Empress. Something to do with the mother line. And Temperance. Wow. Love that Temperance card. That's beautiful. If any of you like listen to any kind of meditations or anything like that, listen to like whale music. That'll really help you. Probably the resonance and the vibration will really help heal. It seems like there was some kind of maternal character that really stabbed your heart, really hurt you. I knew I knew I had to talk about this, but I didn't know when I was going to have to talk about this. And I don't know, I just feel like there was a betrayal from someone. there was a betrayal from either a female. There's a strong female energy in your life, and this betrayal really hurt. It really stung you, and it's kind of like stopped you in your tracks. I wouldn't be surprised if you feel like you've been poisoned, because we've got lead. There's also this spider here, and it just reminds me a little bit of a black widow. So and also like this with this opiate energy, it's almost like stopping you dead in your tracks, like you can't move. It's almost like you've been stuck. And this is overcoming some kind of like, again, ancestral work. This is ancestral patterning again. And Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, this is a restructuring of your environment as well. Restructuring of who you are. You're not able to go forward like you are. How are you going to move forward? It's almost like your car is stuck in a ditch. And you're like, how am I going to get out of this ditch? Like, how am I going to do it? I've just got to wait for the roadside recovery to come. That's all I can do. And in the meantime, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here and chill out, because there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. That's what it is. But it may be because, like, you know, somebody didn't put gas in the tank, and, you know, there's no point in you getting really angry that that person didn't put gas in the tank, or that they didn't check something. Maybe they didn't check the oil or something. And it's just like stopped you dead in your tracks, and you're just like, what? This is just completely, you know, could they not have thought of something? But then it's almost like, there's almost like a sense that your own, you can see where you are, where you play a part in this as well. So really interesting, pile 3. Really interesting. Okay, so you got, wow, Sophia. That came up for one of the other piles, actually, but as their main card. So Sophia is the divine light and the Holy Spirit and gnosis. So that's like divine knowing. So honestly, I know it doesn't feel like it, but you are divinely protected. This is really it's really a sign from God, or a sign from the universe, and a sign from your higher self to protect you. This is deeply for your protection. Archangel Ramiel, divine love. And it's teaching you how to go deeper into that sense of self-love with that Temperance card. I'm just feeling that energy resonating there. Just giving you that opportunity to just take your time, and how yeah, I mean, there's a song that's been resonating the whole time through these 3 readings, but I'm going to tell you because it's really resonating strongest with you, pile 3. And it's called, oh, sugar, what is it called? I've got it in my head. Slow and Steady, it's called. Slow and Steady by Monsters and Men. I move slow and steady, but I feel like a waterfall. Listen to the words of that song. It's a really beautiful song that will help you kind of sit with this energy, sit on that lily pad. Also study animals that like to sit on lily pads and just chill. And remember the whole idea about poppy, you know, it's symbolic of death, but the death is not happening. The death is kind of, there's a bit of a stalemate here with this 2 of Wands here. It's almost like not so much a stalemate, but more a kind of like recalibration of what you are doing. Like, it's almost like you're sitting in a space where you have visited so many times, and you're like, wow, I've never noticed these things about this space before. I've never noticed that. So that's kind of what's coming across. Now, you, pile 3, got 2 of these cards. So let's do them one by one. Endure. Can you see that? Endure. I don't think I really need to say any more. And portal. Wow, that's wonderful. So this is definitely an opportunity for you to learn something deep about yourself, something deeply, deeply transformative. There's something about meditation. I don't endorse plant medicines, but if that's something that you currently work with, that may be something to, like, you know, sit with. Maybe your experiences or something like that. So, yeah. I would say have a think about that, because and sit in your lily leaf and cogitate on it, because I think that will really help you. Anyway, pile 3, I hope that you found that useful. I'm just trying to think, is there any other messages? Yeah, your higher self basically is telling you that you don't need to move forward in order to learn from your situation. And that the fact that you can't move forward is a lesson in itself. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, my friends. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, you take care. And I'll speak to you really soon. Bye.